Center for Biological Diversity says that the number one thing that we can do to give wildlife a fighting chance on our planet is a single 3-word slogan: eat less meat. But, as I mentioned, the problem is that's not what we're doing. We're not eating less meat, and what we are doing is causing a mass extinction. In fact, the 6th great extinction on our planet is happening right now, and it's not just happening, it is being perpetrated by us. We collectively have to grapple with the fact that the biggest extinction event in the last 66 million years on our planet is being caused by us, and a leading driver of that extinction is our desire to eat such a high meat-centric diet. The problem isn't an asteroid from the heavens that took out the dinosaurs. The problem today is us Homo sapiens right here on Earth. So, what if we could have our meat, though, and eat it too? What if, just like kerosene enabled us to stop slaughtering whales while still lighting our homes, we could have a technological innovation that could enable us to continue eating the meat that so many people want to enjoy, while at the same time freeing ourselves from having to raise and slaughter animals for food? That is exactly what a group of pioneering startups are doing right now in creating an entirely new industry known as the clean meat or cellular agriculture industry. When we talk about cellular agriculture, we mean literally growing foods from cells. Clean meat is not an alternative to meat. It's not a substitute for meat. It is actual animal meat that is grown from animal cells rather than from animal slaughter. So here's the way it works. Imagine that you take a sesame seed-sized biopsy from, let's say, a chicken. Inside of that little tiny muscle biopsy, there are millions of cells that are called satellite cells. These are the cells that you have in your muscle, I have them in my muscle, animals have them in their muscle, and their only career path in life is to become more muscle tissue. So if you get bruised or you do a really hard workout, these are the cells that are already in your skeletal muscle that go in and produce more muscle tissue. Well, now we can take those cells and put them in a cultivator or a fermenter and make those cells believe that they are still in the animal's body and feed them nutrients like amino acids and proteins, just like they would be eating inside of the animal's body when the animal consumes food. And just in the same way that they become meat inside of the animal's body, we can now produce that meat outside of the animal's body. Now, why would we want to do this? Well, there's a lot of reasons you want to grow meat outside of animals. The first is that it's just vastly more efficient. Think about it. Right now, to raise an entire animal, you have to use enormous amounts of crops. That means land, that means oil, that means fertilizer. You need huge amounts of water. Whereas right now, you're producing all of those inputs to basically do a lot of things that we frankly don't care that much about. The animal must metabolize horns, hooves, intestines, skeletons, all these things that we don't really want for the most part, where we're really raising them for the meat. Sure, we may use other things as byproducts to try to squeeze more profit out of the situation, but for the most part, we're raising these animals for meat. Well, imagine if you could just grow that meat instead of growing the rest of the entire animal. How much more resource efficient is it? And in fact, one published study that came out from an Oxford University, Hannah Tomisto, noted that producing conventional beef compared to producing clean beef, the clean beef would be projected to have more than 90% less land, more than 90% fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and more than 90% less water to produce that meat. It's pretty hard to argue with those type of numbers when you can produce meat that is really the same as the meat that we eat today, except with such a smaller ecological footprint.